There I was, sitting in the shoe room, tears running down my face, bag of cookies in one hand, and a feeling like there was no way I would get any of my work done. Then Kristen came in and gave me a talk about perspective, and I realized how my problems really weren't problems at all. Then I was instructed to take a walk outside, and I stubbornly complied. At first I was thinking about how stupid this walk was, and how much work I could be doing at that time. Slowly, my attitude changed, and I realized how stubborn I was. It was almost as if I wanted to be stressed. After realizing what I was doing to myself, I quickly changed my mindset. This was just one of the many instances of self-reflection, which is my habit of mind, which I have worked on the most this semester. The reason I have brought you guys to my Carencia spot is because this is where my journey into self-reflection all began. Through improving on self-reflection during the semester, I now have the ability to improve on many aspects of my life by reflecting on my mistakes and celebrating my successes. One of the big organized self-reflection activities we have at the Alzar School is your debrief after being leader of the day, or weekend, or expedition. One of my greatest accomplishments at Alzar was performing well while leader of the weekend during Parents' Weekend. It was a big responsibility, and I was complimented that they chose me to represent the school during Parents' Weekend. Nonetheless, I came into the experience confident and ready to lead and show my parents what I had learned here during the semester. I had thoroughly reflected on my last Leader of the Weekend experience on the Salmon River, and I knew what I had to work on and what to keep doing. It was the combination of working harder on things that I could improve on, as well as making sure to repeat things that I succeeded at while Leader of the Week on the Salmon River, that contributed to my success. I remember being told during the debrief of the Salmon Expedition that I could work on my personal leadership for my next Leader of the Day experience, specifically waking up on time. By thoroughly reflecting on my failure to get up on time, I was able to wake up early and assist cook crew with making breakfast on Saturday morning. One thing that I made sure to repeat while I was Leader of the Weekend was to retain my sense of humor. I have been told that it is part of my personality to have a sense of humor, and it also aids me in my inspiring vision. Standing in front of the parents and telling them the plan was a nerve-wracking experience, but I used my sense of humor to create a nice casual atmosphere. My one moment where I felt I really kicked my self-reflection into gear was in Chile. In the midst of all my bad decision-making and countless disciplinary talks from staff, it seemed I could not get my act together. It was in the Mapuche village that I realized that my problem really was severe. I needed a wake-up call, and that came in the form of a behavior contract. It stated that if I did not improve on specific areas, I would have a limited homestay. This really made me reevaluate what I was doing because I had been looking forward to homestays for quite some time. That day, we had a long solo sit in front of a waterfall. Prior to this, solo sits were mostly just an opportunity to catch up on sleep, but this time I took it seriously and kept my eyes open the whole time. I spent that time reflecting on how my actions could influence me in the future. By this time, I had stopped thinking about how unfair it was that other people were doing what I was doing and not getting in trouble. Rather, I worked on what I could do to control my own behavior. Next, I analyzed my motives for why I was acting so goofy all the time. I spent a long time figuring out my motives, and in the end, I never discovered why I would act like this, but only realized that the reward I was getting out of it was not equal to the consequence that I could receive. It was at this defining moment, sitting there on that green mossy rock, gazing into the beautifully powerful waterfall that lay in front of me, that I realized I needed to change. Due to this experience, I was able to thoughtfully and honestly reflect on my mistakes, and as a result, was able to fully participate in homestays. Immediately after my experience in Chile, I had my 1-week vacation back home. Despite all of the distractions that come with being at home, I was still able to reflect on my time in Chile. I thought about how lucky I was to have had such an incredible experience and how ridiculous it would have been if I had taken that away from myself. I wrote down some of my thoughts and feelings in an English assignment over break, including the importance of language. Another thing I learned while in Chile is how much I have and how grateful I should be. Although being more grateful for what I have is not a trait that would directly benefit me, being able to notice my lack of appreciation shows my advances in self-reflection. However, most of my thoughts did not reach paper. I learned that I retain information much better in my head rather than writing it down and thinking of it as an assignment. When I did not have things scheduled over break, I did not know what to do with myself because I was not used to having so much free time. However, I spent a good chunk of my days thinking about what I had learned over the semester and how I could apply it to myself back home, or in my case, at another semester school. In the future, I do not see myself being offered as many designated self-reflection times, but through this designated self-reflection time, I have learned the importance of having this time and the benefits that it provides. Arranging my schedule in a way that I can have my own self-reflection time will be very important in my future, and I plan on doing it through any free time when my thoughts are wandering. All in all, my improvements on self-reflection have taught me a lot about how I can improve myself as a person, a student, and a citizen in a given community. Self-reflection is defined as meditation or serious thought about one's character, actions, or motives. I need to work on analyzing my reasons for my negative actions so that I can avoid them. On the flip side, if I am able to analyze my positive motives, I will be able to get myself in that mindset more often. In Chile and in my semester at Alzar School, I needed assistance getting my stubborn mind to be honest with myself and accept my mistakes, take responsibility for my actions, and be proud of my successes.